Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining our seminar on creating a sense of belonging for international students. Theresa and I will be hosting this seminar, but we know that many of you are already experts in this field. So we see this more of our sharing of some of our key practices that we find useful from our institution in creating a sense of belonging and welcoming environment for our international students. And we hope that the information would be helpful to you and your institution. Before we begin, I would like to respectfully acknowledge that the land I'm on today is located on the traditional and unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. As a settler on this land, I acknowledge the harms and mistakes in the past from colonization, and I'm committed to raise awareness and facilitate Indigenous reconciliation and decolonization. I feel honored to be speaking with you and presenting on this beautiful land.
We acknowledge and respect the Lekwungen, Songhees, and Esquimalt peoples on whose territory the University of Victoria stands, and the Lekwungen and Saanich peoples whose historical relationships with the land continue to this day.
So we would like to provide you a bit of an intro of ourselves. So I can begin first. My name is Olivia Kong, the International Student Coordinator from Langara College. I work in the International Student Services team, and I've been with Langara since 2021. I came to Canada with my family from Hong Kong when I was 9, and after I graduated from the university, I went to work in Hong Kong for a couple of years. With these two experiences where I felt brand new to a place I'm not familiar with, it has actually motivated me to work in a field where I get to welcome and support new international students in helping them adjust and transition to a new environment and provide them with programs to make them feel like home, find their value and identity, and feel belonging in the college and the community. And over to you, Theresa.
Hello, everyone. My name is Theresa Lundy, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm one of the global community advisors at the University of Victoria. Together with my colleague, we are part of the International Center for Students, and we organize lots of different events and activities for students throughout the year. I will share a little bit more about the programs and specifically about the Student Advisory Council a little bit later. For now, I want to also share that I first came to Canada as an exchange student in 2014, and since then have been a grateful visitor to the lands of the Lekwungen peoples, where I really enjoy to work, live, and play together with my dog that you can see here in this photo, Ollie, and my husband, James. I'm looking forward to sharing more about our programs today and look forward to connecting with all of you. Before we dive into that a little bit deeper, we also want to set the scene for you. So what is it that we are talking about today? How can we foster belonging, genuine relationships, and meaningful student engagement for our international students through different programming at our institutions? So I'm going to share a little bit more about our Global Community Student Advisory Council and how we connect with students there, whereas Olivia from Langara is going to share about their iGuide program and their volunteers as well. So as we talk about sense of belonging and inclusion, we do first want to define what does that mean? And it can mean so many different things for different people. So we asked our students, what does a sense of belonging mean to you? And there's a few things that come up again and again, but being accepted, feeling a sense of connection, receiving support, being yourself, and also being surrounded by people that support you, that you feel connected with, feeling at home. When we did this session earlier on, we also asked our audience, what does sense of belonging mean to them? And so I just wanted to share a few of these responses here as well. They do definitely go in hand with what the students said as well. But yeah, I felt a feeling of being included, where people can be themselves without fear, being comfortable and heard, people knowing backstories and making sure that we all understand that we come from so many different perspectives, and that they're all appreciated, being accepted and seen. So just wanted to share some of these results with you as well. But now we're diving into sharing a little bit more about our own experiences. And as Olivia said earlier, we are sharing sort of just best practices from us and our experiences. Doesn't mean that we're necessarily experts in these areas, but just sharing, our experiences with you and things that have worked well. At UVic, our International Center for Students has 3 different teams. So we have an international student advising team. They work on all things settlement and immigration related. We have our colleagues that work on the international exchange program, and that is with incoming and outgoing students. And then my colleagues and I, we make up the UVic Global Community together with the many students that participate in our programs and the student staff and volunteers that support the work that we do. To share a little bit more about our student population, we have had last year, so this is stats from May 2022 until April 2023, 4,031 international students from lots of different countries, so 116 countries total. You can see the top 10 countries listed down here as well. And also a big spread in different faculties. So just to give you an idea of who our students are. And then now giving you a better idea of what the UVic Global Community does and what different programs students can get involved with. So we have the Global Community Student Advisory Council. We do a lot of different intercultural events all throughout the year. We usually have more events at the beginning of the term, and then they fizzle out a little bit just because of participation. And we know that students get very busy towards the end of the term. So we usually have lots of things to get involved on at the beginning. We have a conversation partner and a mentorship program. These are both volunteer-based programs where we match students with volunteers of a group from 1 to 3 students per volunteer, and they meet up on a weekly basis. We also do our orientation programs, and so these are both online and in person. We have a big orientation event, and then we also do sort of a social-cultural programming and lots of opportunities to connect with other people to start that sense of belonging and inclusion right from the get-go. We work with student staff. So we work with student staff throughout that orientation program, but then also with work study students throughout the year. And then we have lots of different communication tools that we use. We have a newsletter, we have a global community Facebook group, and then we also, we also have a UVic International Instagram account that is fairly new, and that I will touch on a little bit later. So just an overview of the programs that we have. Okay, here we go. Just a little video so that you can hear a little bit more about our programs from our students.
My name is Isaac, originally from Colombia.
Ana Fallon Hobson, Neymar Saja. I'm from Brazil. Smithers. Thank you for being Nigeria. Iraq, Malawi. Some of the best personal connections I've made on campus have been to wonderful group of people called the UVic Global Community.
Yeah, I found I found my first year making friends a lot more easier for me because I volunteered with the International Center for Students in my first semester.
Going on hikes with them or doing really fun events or just volunteering with them. I've gotten to make so many friends from around the world and experience diverse perspectives.
The advice I give to students who have questions about international programming is to just do your best to go for it because the learning experience and the value that is there is immense and you can't find it anywhere else.
I would say go for it, for real. It is the best thing that ever happened to me.
So definitely just be yourself and come as you are, and it's a really welcoming, inclusive group. It's a place where you're gonna learn, meet people, and also have fun at the same time.
It is not just international students, but it's also like a Canadian student that you can meet. So it's not just learning about other culture, but you're learning about Canadian culture itself.
It's not just about going through school and learning your program, but it's also about you experiencing the university as a whole.
Okay. What I love best about meeting people from other cultures
Is getting to learn about those cultures.
whether it's music, food, you just share so much.
First of all, the food. And also another thing is the food.
But also share experiences and stories while you're making the food and eating the food together.
I really realized that there's so many different people that live in so many different places and have different stories. And it's just really like expanded my worldview.
Learning about their culture, because like you can read about the culture, but when you're seeing those people in front of you, it's definitely different.
And this really gives you those like a broad spectrum that we are diverse and we are rich in our diversity as well. Sometimes we think we are so different, but when we start to meet people and new cultures deeply, we see how we are a huge global community.
Okay, here you go. So now sharing a little bit more about our programs and how we do create that sense of belonging on campus. We do start off, as so many of you, with our international student orientation programs, transition programs, and that then leads into complementary programming afterwards. So just as I mentioned before, our conversation partner program and the mentorship program, and these strong relationships that have been created at the beginning then sort of continue out. But really, it does take time and intention to create that space for students and make sure that they feel heard and seen. And then in the end, it will create positive feedback loop that then supports students for the next year and next year. We take in a lot of feedback from our students, and then that then supports our programming decisions that we make for the future. For the Student Advisory Council in particular, we have 25 students that work with us on the council. They are all from the international community at the university. We meet with them every 2 weeks, and those meetings do include a mix of sort of informal, formal, and social settings. So we usually kick off the year with a pancake breakfast for them, where we share about the summer and do some intention setting for the year. We do a lot of brainstorming initiatives and do collaborate with them on lots of different programming and decision-making within our team. But then we also do consultations with campus partners. They also had a consultation with our president just last year, and they are involved with lots of other things such as events, student panels, and focus groups. Here in the photo, you can see them do a story week performance for orientation. So lots of different opportunities for their voices to be heard and seen. And also for us to engage and really get to know the students, build long relationships, and build intentional spaces for them to share and be heard. The Student Advisory Council has done a lot of different consultations with us. And so I'm just going to quickly, switch to this next slide if I can. Here we go. And so lots of different projects that we've worked on with them. Specifically, I just want to touch on a few that are more recent. One of them is the UVic International Instagram account. So this is something that was really student driven. They wanted to see an Instagram account. They wanted to see themselves represented online. They wanted to share their experiences. And so it was really them, the students in the council, that sort of drove this initiative. So we're very excited that we now have this Instagram account, and through the Humans of the Global Community features, share the stories of our students, not only who they are in our programs, but who are they as a person? What are they passionate about? What do they like to do? So something that we're very happy with, and that they really appreciate seeing. Another thing that we've worked on together is a hybrid model for orientation. Coming out of COVID, lots of decision making and evaluations on what do we keep online, what do we move back to in person, and really our student connection was huge in that decision making and deciding what are the things that make sense to still keep online. And so we're happy to say that our last fall orientation was very, very successful orientation programs with really, really great feedback afterwards from the students that participated. Another big project that is just about to launch at the end of this term is our Global Community Food Guide. And this is also something that came up from students and is being built by students for new students. And again, this just really helps in creating a sense of belonging and inclusion, because it is something that they have been wanting to see, that they're creating together, that they can then share with their community, with their friends, ultimately with the greater Victoria community as well, and see themselves represented. So this is something that students from the School of Business, Gustafson School of Business, were working on and then gifted to the global community. A guide with lots of different restaurants in Victoria that serve food from all over the world. But we've now expanded this to also share spices and ingredients, and where can people buy culturally authentic food, or try different foods from around the world. For me, I'm from Germany. It took me, I think, 5 years to find bread in Victoria that I really enjoyed and was like, okay, this tastes like home to me. And now we have it every Saturday. It's a big part of like how I am here in this new environment. So something that we're very excited about. And then in general, lots of intercultural events. So these are often very student driven as well. And with that, we have quite a few that I want to feature, but one that we're just planning is the Lunar New Year celebration. And that is something also the student came up to us and was like, I want to celebrate and share my culture. So we have a student from Malaysia that is going to share how to make a prosperity salad. Last year we had students sharing how to make spring rolls. This year we're going to make Chinese dumplings, create red envelopes together, share well wishes. So really a lot of the things that we do are very student driven. We have intentional conversations. So regular opportunities to connect with them, with our council. This is every 2 weeks with our work study students. This is every single week in our staff meetings, but we also do take in a lot of informal feedback from our students. So if people come up to us in events, for example, or we just have like some comments that we hear through our volunteers, we take all of that into consideration. Also setting expectation and being honest and authentic in the relationship. So if there's things that are being shared that are over ambitious, not over promising, but also making sure like this is what we're taking from this feedback. This is something that we can implement. This might be a timeline for this, or this might be something that another campus partner can work on. So not over promising, but really building trust and building, a meaningful relationship by setting expectations and boundaries as well. All of this really leads to meaningful connections and that sense of belonging. So having a positive long-term student engagement and active involvement where students see themselves in the programs and have a sense of ownership over the program as well. Current consultations that we have with the council, we are working with the UVic libraries. We're working with settlement services and updating their website, including more transparency on there as well, as far as financial considerations before arriving in Canada, for example. And then we're also working on a bigger framework for international student engagement, retention, and success as well with our director. So lots of exciting projects that we are currently working on. And before I sort of leave, I do want to, leave this up here for you as well. Just some of the feedback that we've gotten from our students that are so keen on sharing their experiences, not only with us, but also with other students, to then, make an impact, see themselves represented, and leave UVic with a big sense of community, with lots of friendships, and with relationships that will last them a lifetime.
Thank you, Theresa.
Anyways, I will pass it on to Olivia now to share more about Langara and their iGuide program.
Before I dive into the iGuide program, I can provide a quick overview of our college and the supports we provide to students. So hopefully it could help your institution in determining whether the iGuide program could be a good fit at your institution. So I can start by sharing some of our numbers. In the fall 2023 semester, Langara has 14,422 students, and among that, 9,468 are domestic students and 4,954 are international students mentors from 100 different countries. So I work in the International Student Services team, which is comprised of the student experience team and a team of international student coordinators. So we work on different projects, but then overall our team basically provides a range of different student activities and support services in helping students transition to Langara and getting students engaged with the college and the community. So just like we talked about, we take on different roles and projects, but from our team, we have the different supports for students, whether that is on the pre-arrival orientation, the new international student orientation program, student workshops on immigration, medical insurance plan, or financial matters. We also have off and on-campus social activities and cultural celebrations. For example, we have the Lunar New Year celebration coming up on February 13th. We also have volunteering opportunities for our students, and we also have the iGuide Peer Mentorship Program, which we're going to talk a little bit more later on. Besides these events and support services, there are also other avenues where Langara international students can get engaged with the campus community. Like, for example, they can join student clubs or fairs and other volunteer opportunities offered by the college. But from our team, one of our ways in creating a sense of belonging for our international students is through the iGuide Peer Mentorship Program, which we're going to talk a little bit more further in the upcoming slides. And with the Peer Mentorship Program, I co-manage it together with a great colleague of mine, Masashi Yoshida. Masashi has been a great contributor to this program, so I'm glad I could have him to review this presentation, and he's very excited with the information that we are going to provide in this webinar today. The iGuide program, so I stands for International, Innovative, and Informational. And guide is for guidance provided from my experienced students to new international students in their first semester, and that they can provide the guidance, advice, and friendship to new students when they transition to Langara and to Vancouver. And through this program, we want students to feel included and that they belong at Langara. So now we move on to talk about the application and the matching process. So application is by students' wish. If they are interested in the program, then they can apply by watching the training video and completing the quiz before they submit the application to us. And after that, then we will match the mentors with the mentees. We try to match it on a one-on-one ratio, but when the demand is high, then we will match one mentor with more than one mentee. And when we do the matching, we always keep in mind of students' preference on their application form, as their experience in the program is very important to us. And one interesting thing that we notice is we actually would hear back from our students that they can tell that their preferences were being valued, and they appreciate that they were being matched with their mentee or mentors as they were paired, because they're able to form great friendships with them. So now, after the students have been notified of who their mentor and mentees are, they can start connecting with each other. And we have an icebreaker event at the beginning of the semester for mentees and mentors to meet, mingle, and also have some fun playing some of our icebreaker games that we have with them. So the icebreaker event is also a way for us to get in touch with the mentees and the mentors in person, so that they wouldn't feel confused about the program or feeling being left with their mentee or mentor without the support from the college. So that is from the beginning of the semester. And at the middle of the semester, we provide students with a survey. It is for us to collect students' feedback on how we can improve on the iGuide program, and also give us the opportunity to troubleshoot any issues that students may have. And it gives students a platform to let us know their thoughts and feedback, while they're knowing that their voice is important and matters to us. So we can quickly go over some of the feedback that we heard from our students. So from a mentee, they're saying that I was able to build great friendship and adapt to the Langara College life more easily with the help of my mentor. And another mentee mentioned that my mentor and I joined some student events together, and I feel more engaged with the campus community. And on the other side, from a mentor, the student mentioned that if it feels good to be part of the college community, to give back, to support new international students. And overall, we received like really good feedback from our surveys usually. And a lot of them, they would be join the program in the future semesters as the mentor. And some of the incentives that we have for the mentors. So at the end of the program, mentors can request for a letter of recognition for one semester's participation, or a participation certificate for being a mentor for 2 semesters or more. They can also apply for the iGuide Mentors Award, which we would give out 2 awards each year. So even though this position is an unpaid volunteering position, but it's actually quite attractive to many of our students. Besides the tangible rewards that we just talked about, there are also intangible rewards that we notice. So students are able to feel that they're able to give back to the community, and they're able to find their identity or their position at the college, and be able to provide their support to new students. Now we can take a quick look at our iGuide enrollment numbers. I didn't include all the years and semesters, but just for a quick overview, I just included the past 5 semesters, starting from fall 2022 semester, where we had a little less than just 120 applications, about half from mentors and half from mentees. And we noticed that usually the trend is that we have more applications in the fall, then followed by spring, and then usually, at least in the summer term, it could be because of the number of courses that students would enroll into. But we noticed that ever since fall 2023, the number of mentee applications had went up by 3 times, from being around 58 mentee applications in the fall 2022 to approximately 100, a little over 170 mentee applications in the fall 2023. And it had a very similar pattern in the spring 2024 semester as well. And we think that it could be of a recent enhancement that we have put in for the program. And I will be talking a little bit more about that in the next slide. So we hear students from our mentees that they would like to have the mentor support earlier in the program, and that could be when they are preparing for the arrival to Vancouver. And so we hear that, and we try to make some adjustment to the program. So previously, we would have the program start about 2 to 3 weeks after the semester has begun, but now we have moved it about 4 to 5 weeks earlier. So we would have the program start about 2 weeks prior to the semester start date. So for example, with the spring 2024 semester, we actually had informed the students of their mentee-mentor matching results by the middle of December, and so that they can start connecting while they are preparing for their arrival to Canada, or when they have arrived to Canada. So now we have implemented this change for about 1 semester and a little bit more. And we noticed that the number of mentee applications went up by about 3 times. It could be because students feel that they're getting more support at the pre-arrival and on-arrival stage. And we have been hearing a lot of positive feedback from mentees and mentors. So mentees feel that they are being better supported at the pre-arrival and on-arrival phase. And for the mentors, they feel that they're able to better support their mentees, and they feel that their mentees are asking more questions in comparison to the previous program timeline. And so we have this implementation for a little bit more than 1 semester now, but we will continue to reevaluate the program and see if there could be any room for adjustments or improvement so that we can make it better for our mentees and mentors. So I hope to share what some of our students want to say about the iGuide program. I have some video and audio clips for you to see so that you can hear it directly from our students. So I'll be playing them right now.
Hi everyone, I'm Hazuki. I first participated in the iGuide mentorship program as a mentee in my first semester at Langara College. As a new international student who was really new to Canada, it was so assuring to have somebody who was there for me to listen to me and guide my student life at Langara College. I later became a mentor and it was an amazing experience. I was really happy to help new international students while they go through many different challenges such as cultural differences and overall college experience in Canada.
Hi there, I'm Garibal, an international comp science student at Langara College. As a mentee, I discovered that my mentor was more than a guide to me. They became my friend. As a mentee previously and a mentor now, I have had the wonderful experiences and resources from Langara College which allowed me to grow as an individual. I attended many workshops and events on campus and would say that attending events with mentees definitely enhances the overall mentorship experience.
Hello, my name is Tijana Sretenovic and I'm a student at Langara College. When I first came to Canada, I felt overwhelmed with all the information around the college and outside of the college as well. And that is the time when I found out about mentorship program. Overall, this was a great experience for me and I hope also for my mentees. I can say that this program made me feel more welcome in Vancouver, in my new part of the life, and also made me feel as a part of Langara community.
And thank you for watching the clip. And just want to have a bit of a summary for the iGuide program. I noticed that for the new international students, the mentees, with them joining the iGuide program, they feel being welcomed, accepted, connected, and integrated within the campus community with the support of the mentor. And the support is not only to the new students, but also to the current students as well, which are the mentors. So they feel that they are playing an important role where they can provide guidance and support to a new international students, whereas before they were the one to receive the support. So now they're able to give back on the support to the new students. And I think that allows them to better identify themselves and where they belong at the college and the community. And that helped to create a sense of belonging with the college. So thank you very much for spending time with us in learning a little bit more about the student initiatives and programs at UVic and at Langara. So here we would like to provide you with an email contact. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email. We feel really grateful to be able to speak with you today, and we look forward to having more conversations with you in the future to learn a little bit more about your institution's best practices. Thank you once again, and we wish you a wonderful day.